This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must.
All right, we are back with a second episode of The Cake is a Lie. I am Johnny525 with Adam S.C. Sampson.
Hello.
And news-wise, I guess we'll start with Microsoft's new Xbox One reputation system, which is supposed to be more accurate than their system currently. And the people that are douchebags get to play with douchebags.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing that in other games for, not a lot of other games, but like League of Legends has been doing that for at least a little while. They had like a system where you would report people, and then other gamers, like other people that play the game, would look at the reports and then kind of make a judgment about what they thought was going on.
Right.
And if enough people were negative, then you could get a ban or something like that. But
right.
And you'd also play with other people that were also like that. And then as basically MOBAs have been doing that, but they have a huge player base, and there's a lot of griefing going on in those, so that makes sense. But it's nice to see it come to a console.
Yeah, it'll be nice if it works for its intended purpose.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And the article that I read on that was talking about how they're going to be more accurate with, if only a couple people report you for something, then they're probably going to be like, maybe not, but if people are constantly reporting you, then...
Well, yeah, there's one of those things where you're really good and someone just has a chip on their shoulder. Right. They're not going to screw you over for that, which is good. I'm glad they're going to be fairly, not hammering it hard right away, I'm assuming.
We've seen quite a bit of that with the last few installments of Call of Duty. You've got the report player option to report them for cheating or boosting or offensive emblem.
Why would you report someone for that? Those are like the best ones ever. The ones you're like, I didn't know that was possible.
Right, I know. But like, people are talented when they put that shit together. But a lot of people get offended by the Nazi symbols.
Oh, that would make sense.
That's really where with Black Ops 1.
Well, I mean, it's a kind of always a too soon joke for those. So
right. So, but you get into, like, I know every time I have a good match, I got a buddy right after the match is over, and I go 50-3 or something like that. He's all, you were getting reported for that shit, right? I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, but they're gonna see the game. I mean,
they're gonna, if the entire lobby reports me, then they're gonna look at the gameplay footage and they're gonna be like, no, you just got owned.
Well, they probably have some sort of a system set up that scans, or at least I'm sure at least shows them like what that player went like in the game,
right.
Like what their KDR was or something.
Maybe, yeah. I know that David Vonderhaar
or KDA.
David Vonderhaar posted a tweet maybe a month ago that I caught, and he was kind of outlining how they monitor that. And he's like, we do our best to look at everything, every report, but if 4 or 5 people report a guy for something, then they probably just got a chip on their shoulder, and that guy's going to go to the bottom of the list. But if 50 people report somebody for something, then it's probably pretty serious, and we're going to take a quicker look at it. So they say everybody gets attention. Every report gets some sort of attention, but
I guess they're giving people jobs.
Yeah.
That would be very tedious.
That would be. It's like, go find this specific game type from 36 hours ago or 3 weeks ago, and try to figure out what so and so was complaining about. So, but yeah, if I would imagine they would have some sort of system in place that could scan for that, but
yeah, I don't know. There isn't enough. I mean, not a lot of stuff happening. Because you're really just using a gun and killing people. There's not.
Right. It's basically laser tag.
Well, yeah. So, well, you're not typing anything, so it's not like the dialogue that's going on in the game. I mean, they might record it. I'm assuming not. That would be a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But maybe they do. But
I know on Microsoft's end, everything that gets sent message-wise there's some sort of copy.
Oh no, of course, yeah. If there's a text form, but it's just when it's over the audio, it's kind of hard to
right
get people for that. But
so, and then GameStop is maxed out on their PlayStation 4 pre-orders.
yeah, this makes sense. I mean, they probably got a lot of pre-orders right after E3
right
was done with before Microsoft changed their policies back.
They got a lot of pre-orders after Microsoft's unveiling.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. I guess that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what Microsoft did, it makes
Right.
sense that they got a lot. And then I mean, some people maybe are just switching to one, or they're getting it for a Blu-ray player. I don't know, but they
Right.
probably just maybe they chose the one that had the better news around it. I don't know.
That's entirely possible. I know that at least in town locally here, or even up in Moscow, everybody's been sold out. They have already reserved their allotment of console pre-orders.
And they're already sold out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go to Walmart. And
Did you
pre-order.
pre-order one?
I pre-ordered my Xbox One today from the Microsoft Store online,
Oh, okay, so they'll mail it to you.
so they'll mail it to me.
That seems way easier.
Yeah, I would definitely be somewhere at midnight to get it.
Well, of course.
But I'm not gonna go stand in line for how many ever odd hours I need to get that spot in the front of the line
Yeah.
to guarantee me.
Well, and there's always weird stuff that happens at the store, like a shipment was
Right.
wrong or something would be weird, and someone
Right.
else didn't get theirs, and I don't want to be a statistic, so
Right.
That'd
So
be-
yeah, after Microsoft did their 180, I told my wife, I was like, I need to pre-order one now because they're gonna go quick, and
oh yeah, I mean,
put it off a week, and then started making phone calls, and like Hastings hasn't even started taking pre-orders yet. And I got a buddy on the inside there, and I'm like, let me know as soon as they start taking pre-orders. And he called me, I think yesterday he called me, and he was like, we had our monthly meeting or whatever, and we're still not taking pre-orders. If we do, it'll likely be in August because we don't even know what our allotment is yet. I'm like, that's kind of strange.
They're pretty small time though with games.
Yeah, but they're but at least in the Midwest they're fairly popular. I mean, they're no Best Buy, but the fact that they don't even know yet, it kind of surprises me.
That is kind of, well,
I mean, everybody else already knows what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Of course GameStop does, but Walmart knows what they're going to get. Kmart, Shopko, all those guys.
well, yeah, but those guys are the big boys. Hastings isn't a big boy like Walmart or Kmart or Shopko.
Yeah, true. So, but yeah, I mean, the fact that you can't even pre-order online at GameStop
Anymore,
that's impressive. And you can't for the Xbox One either. I was looking at that yesterday. They are sold out for the Xbox One as well.
Oh, okay. So it's for both then.
It's for both, but
it's funny that this article takes a PlayStation bias then, if they're both already sold out. I wonder which one was first.
Well, I was looking last week, and I could still pre-order last week. Don't quote me. I might be full of shit there, actually, because they had I was looking today, and they had a bunch of bundles they were still offering with like you could buy a copy an Xbox One with a copy of Call of Duty Ghost, and one with Forza 5, and one with Rise, and
Oh, so maybe they're not sold out then yet.
they're not sold out. I think I might be full of shit.
It's all right. It's not like you work
Not
there.
like we're live. We can edit that.
Yeah, of course. Right.
And then I caught this article last week, this jailed League of Legends player, and it struck me right off the bat, just,
I'm actually surprised that I didn't. Is like the information just coming to light, or have people known about it for a while? Because I'm surprised it hasn't been
right,
on.
because it happened back in February.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear about that on any
And
of the shows
I
that I
didn't
watched.
I didn't start hearing anything about it until last week. But I think part of what the deal is last week his parents stepped up, or his dad did, and was like, it's just a joke, let the kid go, and that got some flack. And
Well, I mean, I didn't know you could go to jail for a too soon joke. To be honest, I mean, I understand that it's in poor taste, but he's a kid. Was he 17?
yeah, he's 19 now.
19.
He was 18 when it happened.
Oh, so
back
that's
in
why it's a big
February.
deal, because he's an
Yeah.
adult.
Well, and I was reading, I found 2 articles on it that were relevant, and one of them stated that he posted the comment on the kid's Facebook page, and that a anonymous friend of that kid saw the statement, and she was in Canada, saw the statement and got all the information she could on this Justin Carter kid, and found out that he lived a block away from an elementary school, which was what made her pick up the phone and call the cops and be like, this guy says on Facebook that he's going to shoot up a school full of kids and eat their still beating hearts. And yeah, it might be.
I didn't read that.
That's exactly
part.
what he said. Yeah,
That's almost so ridiculous that, I mean, I guess I'm not a police officer. I don't deal with threats every day, so I don't know what people say in the threats.
Yeah.
But the eating bleeding hearts or eating beating hearts is so ridiculous for anyone to say, unless they're an insane sociopath. I don't know why anyone would say that. Yeah. Unless they were joking.
Well, and he followed it up by lol and just kidding. But it's,
apparently tone of voice doesn't go through on
no,
on
sarcasm
Facebook.
is lost on the internet and on text. But so he was 18 when it happened. He's 19 now. He's been in jail since February. He's on suicide watch. He's extremely depressed. He won't get dressed. He won't leave his cell. Well, he's in solitary now because he's on suicide watch. And the kid's like ready to kill himself.
Well, prison system at its finest, I guess.
I didn't think of it the way you phrased it, a too soon joke. But I mean, he was arrested for making a terrorist threat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't realize that too soon jokes were terrorist threats.
Right.
I mean, God, they should arrest about, I don't know, half of the internet.
Well, and he was arrested. The house was raided.
And there was no weapons there.
No weapons whatsoever there.
Yeah.
So the part of me, the kid in me that got bullied through school, is like, teach the kid a lesson. But then the responsible part of me that's got a good head on his shoulder is like, I think the kid's probably had enough.
Yeah.
I think he gets the idea that there's just some shit you can't say.
Well, of course. This is the first time I've ever heard of this happening in America. It happens in Asian countries all the time, and especially in South Korea. They're held way more accountable for things they stay online.
Right.
And maybe I'm just oblivious to hearing it on the news. I don't watch normal news that often just because it's usually terrible to watch and it's biased. But
by far.
Maybe this happens more than I think, but I've never. This is the first time I've ever heard of something like this happening.
Yeah, I've never.
I'm assuming that's why they're making an example out of him. I don't know.
Could be. Obviously the judge
just arrest him and bring him to normal prison, like city jail. Sit next to a guy that's drunk and scare the shit out of him, and then send him packing. It just seems too far.
It seems a little harsh.
I mean, his joke was too far, but this seems.
Unusual.
Yeah, he's not a drug dealer.
Right. Yeah, he's.
I'm assuming he doesn't have a lot of priors.
I would imagine not, but
I mean, maybe he does, and maybe that's why they took the necessary risk with him, because maybe there's more to his side than they tell us. But
yeah, I don't. I do think it's definitely gone as far as it needs to go. I imagine the kid's probably learned his lesson now, and if he hasn't, I'd be surprised. But I guess he goes back. He has starts trial the next week, the 16th. I think they said. So we'll definitely know more then.
Well, I guess this is a horror story to tell my child when he gets older.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
watch what you say
on
online.
the internet. Well, watch what you say in general.
Right.
If you're gonna do a too soon joke, do it with me first.
Right.
I'll
let you know if it's appropriate.
Yeah, I'll let you know if you're gonna go to jail after that.
I'll laugh and tell you it's good, but then don't say it to your friends, don't say it at school,
and don't say it to your mom.
Don't say it to your mom. And then some exciting news for Borderlands 2 fans. I can't talk today. I just said noose. Exciting news for Borderlands 2 fans. The Tiny Tina Assault on Dragon Keep DLC that came out last week will not be the last DLC for Borderlands 2.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you play Borderlands a lot?
I did. I played the first one and I loved it right up until the end. I hated the ending.
Well, of course. You mean the ending of the original part?
Yeah.
Before you got to the DLCs?
Right.
Oh, everyone did.
I didn't play the DLCs because I was so pissed.
Oh, I actually didn't play it until the other DLCs were already available. So I played it to that, and then I was like, well, this ending was terrible. I guess I'll go play the next DLC.
What ending? There was no
ending.
Yeah,
basically, you fight but
you slay the monster, and then there's nothing. You start over.
Yeah,
that's retarded.
You know it. But they knew they did something wrong. I don't know if you saw that, though. They all the other DLCs were free.
Oh, no, I don't think I did catch that.
Or
still
at least one was free. I can't remember. At least the next one or two after that were free, just because they're like, well, the ending was terrible. Here's some free content.
Right.
I'm not sure on the consoles how you got it. I know with the Game of the Year edition, you just got them and it was the same price, or it was cheap. Like it was $20 or something,
30 or something. But I mean that's nice because I got Borderlands 2. I talked myself into it and I played it and I loved it and the ending was satisfying.
Oh yeah.
And
actually, the final boss was very satisfying. It was a little bit difficult if you were a little under level too.
Right. Yeah, and then I did buy the season pass for it, and then I made the mistake and traded it in.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that. Not realizing you forgot that you did that.
I know. I need to get it back because I've got 2 DLCs actually 3 that I haven't even played yet. So I'll be picking that back.
I'd let you borrow my copy, but it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
I actually haven't played any of the DLCs. I actually put 60 hours into, the single player and then played some other classes or whatever, and then I just haven't played it again. Actually, it's not because I didn't enjoy it. That wasn't it. I think I just didn't have time because my baby was born.
Oh.
And so I had about 4 months of not being able to play games.
Yeah.
Not be able to play games seriously.
Right.
Not be able to spend 6 hours or 10 hours on something a week.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking now, because I have quite a few games that I bought on Steam that either at a discounted price or whatever that I haven't played or finished yet. So I think that's going to be my goal every week is to do finish one game so I can talk about it on the show or something, just because I have quite a few games I need to finish.
I keep telling myself I need to do that too. I still haven't finished Halo 4 yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, because it came out a week before Black Ops 2.
It's so much easier to play Black Ops 2 multiplayer. It's so much easier. Or play any game multiplayer. I'll play some StarCraft or some Smite, anything.
I played as much as I could for that first week, and I loved it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I even played some multiplayer, and then Black Ops 2 came out, and I can't put it down. I'm addicted to that game.
Yeah,
I still can't put it down.
Well, my girlfriend last night was like, "Why do you still play that? You always get so angry." I'm like, "I get angry like once a day, and then I don't play for like an hour."
Yeah.
And like I calm down about. I understand that that's just a stupid broken thing in the game, and I don't think I can do about it. Just or latency happens to me or something weird.
Yeah.
And then it's like I was happy the whole day until right now, so it's calm down. It's not that big of a deal. I don't get angry and throw stuff. I just you say some stuff out loud.
Yeah.
And usually it's not even that bad. It's just you're in the same room. You're always like, what's going on over there?
I taught my daughter a few words she shouldn't know playing that game. It's really funny. It's really funny when she uses them in context.
Yes, it is. Luckily, my son's too young. She always tells me that I'm going to have to eventually, sooner than later, going to have to start editing what I'm saying. Like, well, right now it's fine because he's 6 months and doesn't say anything. So.
Yeah, my wife's just as bad as I am, so I just kind of get a look.
Oh,
and we giggle. And
see,
you can't say that no more.
She swears like. We've been together for like a year and a half, and she's sworn like, I don't know, probably out of other than just Jess, like 6 times, which is always funny because I'm a sailor. But
yeah, me too. And then I'm sure everybody heard about Aaron Hernandez and getting arrested for perjury and possible murder.
Oh yeah, he got arrested for murder charges.
And then immediately after he got arrested, the Patriots released him, and now he is being removed from NCAA 14 and Madden NFL 25. I kind of thought that was interesting, but at the same time, it makes
he was in NCAA 14.
I was reading an article about that today too, and they are gonna have certain pros available to play on their alma mater teams.
Okay, so the team they played for.
Right, the team that they played for. So I didn't really read. I don't play NCAA 14. I do play Madden.
Yeah.
But so
well, I mean, to be honest, removing him from the game is just because he's not. I mean,
he's not even a Patriot anymore.
What I mean is he's not an NFL player anymore. So why would he be in the game in general?
It makes because
it's supposed to be current rosters
sense.
Anyways.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they change? Like, if someone moves teams in the middle of the season, does it change in the game?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so they basically just did what they would do with anyone else.
Right.
It's kind of weird that it's news, but whatever.
It's news because he got arrested.
Of course, yeah. Of course, other things of why, but
and he's possibly going to be linked to a double homicide.
Yeah, from somewhere
like
else.
A year ago
yeah. No big deal.
So
he's just an idiot.
The fact that they're just making it public. They're like, he's not going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you can't.
I guess that makes more sense about
Right.
why they would make it public. More just.
We're not playing. What was that? It was the Last Boy Scout. We're not playing the Last Boy Scout run down the football field with the handgun. So, and then last little bit of news: The Last of Us has sold 3.4 million copies in 3 weeks,
which is impressive for an exclusive game. I'm sure
it's impressive, and it's an impressive game. It
it
invokes a different type of horror, and definitely it raises your heartbeat and your stress level by far, which
That's good.
rarely had a game do to me. I think the only game that's really even given me any sort of scare was Dead Space. Dead Space
does that.
They're jump scares.
Resident Evil 4 scared me a little bit, only because it was the first Resident Evil to do the things that it did.
Sure.
So it was definitely one of those things where, I don't know. I played it on the GameCube, I think, and because I think that was what it was originally released on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That was about that, and Dead Space are about the only games I've really been scared by in a long time.
Dead Space invoked a little bit of stress, but it was mainly jump scares.
Of course, yeah. You're
you
moving,
go down
moving.
a dark hallway and there's nothing there, and you turn around and you got that's my favorite game.
Yeah.
Talk about that for hours.
I actually need to finish it. I originally bought it for the PC, and there was huge problems with the mouse, all this kind of stuff. And there's this other there's a fix now to kind of help with how it was just really slow. Like aiming was really fast, but then movement was like really sluggish. It was just impossible to play almost. And then I replayed most of it, and I just need to finish it. It's one of those games I need to finish, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But it's obviously a fun game.
And that's it for news.
Yeah, kind of a slow week for news.
Week for news.
Consoles come out in a couple months, so
yeah,
or 4 months.
I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor yesterday that Microsoft may now be including a headset in the release with the console,
but they're not changing the price.
It didn't appear so.
Oh, okay.
But,
is that because they didn't get the original one to be able to work with it? Because I know they were talking about...
They changed the port. The port on the bottom of the controller is different. It's not your...
No, yeah. It's probably a better port. So something that'll support more current headphones, I'm sure.
No.
Still not going to support whatever headphones you want?
Still won't support the new headphones or the Turtle Beaches, which I wear. But you're going to have to buy new Turtle Beaches or new Astros or whatever you...
Preference. Those weren't USB?
No, they're not. They are optic.
Oh.
They're optical.
Well, you better sell it now. Just kidding.
No
one's
I'm
gonna buy it.
I'm gonna hold on to my 360 for probably at least 6 months. My son plays and he lives in Wyoming.
Oh, that would be really nice.
He's not gonna be getting an Xbox One on release date, I'm sure. So at least until he gets one, I'll hold on to my 360.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But
kids don't care.
No, they
especially
don't.
Since every game that's going to be released, any big title is going to get released on both anyways.
Right.
So it's just going to look worse.
Right. Barely. Maybe.
Well, yeah, it depends on if they made it work. Well, apparently...
I can't see...
I was just talking to Tom, as you see, Tom's not here.
Right.
I was talking on the phone before the show, and he said that even games are going to look better just because they will.
Right.
But it's not going to be a huge difference. But they're still going to look better, even if they're just they were made in the last year, not on the new technology. But
when the 360 came out and Halo 3 came out for it, I went back and I found a used copy of Halo 2 and Halo 1 and put them in my 360, and I was like, God, this looks like crap. I can't even play this. It's so horrible.
Oh yeah.
But I don't imagine seeing a huge difference between.
Well, it's not going to be the same. What I mean is they're making it on something that's going to be able to downgrade it to be able to play on the 360.
Right.
But it'll still be better than the original.
Yeah, it's still going to be cleaner and
I don't think it'll upgrade your image. It's just on your old games.
No, but so they announced that they weren't going to have even a cheap little headset to go with it. You could buy one separately for $15-$20 or whatever they were going to cost. Probably more like $30.
If it's their old crappy one, like with the one earpiece,
it's going to
should be about $3.50.
Yeah, it's going to be similar. I've seen pictures of it. It looked a little more better quality.
Oh, okay.
But it's still the the one earpiece and the mic that comes out plugs into the bottom of your controller. But I don't think I could. I don't even think.
Hopefully,
I could
it's better
play.
quality though. Like hopefully
I'm sure
it's
it
just
will be.
in general better quality, like plug-in and system, because
I'm
sometimes
sure it will be.
I remember playing on the old one, or not old one, but the 360 when I had one a long time ago, and God, some of those games, it could have been the game's fault too, like they're in system talking,
Right.
But it was some of those games were just terrible.
Yeah.
You felt like you were talking through a CB or something.
Right. Yeah. You couldn't even you could be
What
playing with
year
your
is
best
this?
friend that you've known for years, and you can't.